The Lakers appear to have a center, and he's a little too familiar. The Dodgers outfield is nearing full strength, and the Kings may not look like an NHL team, but they darn sure look like an NHL franchise again. We will explain. Good morning. I'm James, and this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is June 28, 2026. Welcome back to the home office. We added a new subscriber to the Angeleno Familia yesterday. Thank you. We're going to do our best to keep you informed. And it's also Sunday, the Lord's Day. If you believe as I do, take a moment and thank Him for the blessings that you have in your life, like LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. We are on the march to 1,000 subscribers. And by all means, comment. So before we go through the news and notes, we have a bit of an expanded look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 15, Slime Diego 3. Once again, we return to our smooth-brained friends over at the LA Times, who rhetorically asked a couple of days ago, how do the Dodgers and Padres compare? Okay, last I checked, 12-run difference. Try that on for size. 9 runs come in the 6th, including home runs by Mookie Betts, Kyle Turner, and Dalton Rushing. The lead in the NL divisional boat race is 9, and the magic number is 72. Indiana 111, Sparks 87. We were saying even before the Sparks started having injuries that they couldn't play any defense. This is the first team in the 30-year history of the WNBA to concede more than 110 points in back-to-back games. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are at Slime Diego at 1. It's Emmett Sheehan versus Michael King. So with that out of the way, let's get to the news. An alleged lead writer for NBC Sports is reporting that DeAndre Ayton has had a change of heart and will exercise his player option to stay with the Lakers. This is something I had predicted a few months ago, because despite his insistence that he is not Clint Capella, I'm guessing his agents asked the other teams if they would pay him, and they all said, your client is a poor man's Clint Capella. Somebody go to Big 5 Sporting Goods and grab yourself some sneakers. It looks like the Lakers are running it back, which is not ideal. Clearly, this is not the A-list center Luka Doncic has allegedly asked the Lakers to go get for him. And I don't think the Lakers want him that much either. It's not just the inconsistent effort. It's not just Ayton's career lows in points, rebounds, minutes played. The dude just doesn't fit. He fits like holding a farting contest at a quinceañera. DeAndre Ayton is like wearing a MAGA cap to a Black Lives Matter rally. It doesn't fit. See, Ayton plays a mid-range offensive game, right? Doncic, on the other hand, wants somebody who goes up for lobs, runs pick and roll, stuff like that. But I would add this, and this is not saying that we should all be breaking out the party favors over this potential move. The names that you see being thrown around to replace Domin-Ayton are not better. Utah's Walker Kessler played only 5 games last year. 58 the year before that. Walker Kessler is Anthony Davis without the scoring. Ayton had a statistically better year than Miles Turner of Milwaukee. And Isaiah Hartenstein just re-upped with Oklahoma City. Now, there is an alleged option among restricted free agents, but I wouldn't put a lot of stock into it. Detroit's Jalen Duren averaged almost 20 points per game. vanished in the playoffs, but he played well during the regular season. And he allegedly wants out of Detroit. And having worked in Michigan, can't say I blame him. The Pistons, for their part, say they have no desire to let him go. How romantic. This could clearly be tough talk from Duran's people. But if you're the Lakers and you have all that cap space, you could throw a ton of money that way and dare Detroit to match. Now, there is a risk involved. Should the Lakers do such an offer, there is a 48-hour window where that money is locked down. Can't give it to anybody else by changing your mind. In other words, the Pistons could let that offer twist in the wind for 47 hours, 59 minutes, while all the other free agents that the Lakers would consider go to other teams. And then the Pistons match at the last second. And you might sit there and go, well, heck, James, why not a sign and trade? Glad you asked. Detroit wants Austin Reeves. Do you see that happening? Because I don't. If you're a Laker fan, let me know what you think in the comments thread. Meanwhile, with the Dodgers, Teoscar Hernandez will return from the injured list Monday, so saith Dave Roberts. Now, I'm not sure Hernandez will be able to tell the difference when he arrives to say hi to the fellas. The game is going to be played in a minor league stadium up in Sacramento. Dude missed a month with a grade 1 hamstring strain. And by the way, the projection when he was hurt, missing 1 month. So, bingo. You might be wondering if he's ready. The dude hit 3 homers in 11 at-bats, so yeah, I would say so. Now, like every move the Dodgers make when somebody comes off the injured list, this sets up a chain reaction. 3 dudes had been sharing time and left without Hernandez. Now, Hernandez isn't going to be starting every day. He's only going to get 3 to 4 starts a week until he gets his reps in. But it does mean that Tommy Edman is now shifting back to second base. The reviews are mixed for the Kings with the conclusion of the NHL draft. Now, to be clear, when I say mixed, nobody is saying that they failed. Nobody is saying among the winners and losers that they picked up an L. The question is, how much of a success this class is actually going to be? Going into the weekend, the Kings prospect pool, the prospect system, was threadbare. There was not a top 6 forward anywhere to be found. Couple of goalies, couple of defensemen, and a whole bunch of tumbleweeds rolling in front of that arena over in Ontario. Now it looks like they have an actual prospect system. And yet there are some analysts who only think 2 of them will make the NHL. Now that was a review from The Athletic, which, by the way, covers hockey pretty darn good. And if that turns out to be the case, if only 2 of these guys make it to the NHL regularly, this draft is a failure. Can't front. It would be a failure. Because about a third of your picks should play at least a season in the NHL. LA should be looking for 3 to 4 of these guys becoming NHL regulars. Because Saturday, the Kings kept trading back for more picks. They drafted 11 dudes. Now, the one guy who should make the NHL is going to be first-round pick Elton Hermanson. And we discussed him a ton in yesterday's clip. As for making 11 picks overall, give respect to GM Ken Holland for that. Because when he was hired, everybody was thinking he was just going to worry about the big league club, and whatever happens to the minors happens to the minors. Of the picks, 6 are forwards. Now that includes 3 centers. Not that it's going to solve the abyss that the Kings have at the center position now, but hopefully this indicates it's going to solve this before it becomes a long-term catastrophe. Setter Liam Lefebvre and defenseman Adam Golger, both in the second round, were praised not only because they bring a ton of energy to the ice, but they also play responsible hockey. There's also a potential steal in the fifth with defenseman Georgos Pantelis, who was ranked higher on big boards than the fifth round. They were assuming he would go in the second or third. The problem with him is he's more of a stay-at-home defenseman, while new coach Peter Laviolette wants everybody to join the attack. Everything and the kitchen sink in a Kings uniform joining the attack. Now, if you're looking for my opinion, and it would surprise me if you did, I'm never going to claim to be an expert on international hockey. Love the NHL. I'll be damned if I'd be able to break down prospects for you. I think the Kings, throughout the entire draft, were looking for value because they knew the entire system was left in ashes by Rob Blake's nightmarish trades. Now, the Kings team isn't better today than it was Thursday, but the franchise overall is. If you're a Kings fan, let me know what you think. And by the way, let me know what you think overall in the comments thread. Talk to me about whether there's any joy in Lakerland over bringing back DeAndre Ayton, or for that matter, Teoscar Hernandez and Tommy Edman back. How fearful should this Dodger lineup be? And if you enjoy this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.